Sharper Point Commentary, presented by Schwartz Laser Eye Center.
I keep shaking my fist at the sky, shouting at that burning ball of plasma.
You make me so hot, make me wanna drive.
It's why, over the last few summers, we have packed up the family and fled the heat for a week in northern Arizona. This past week, however, we were not as successful as years past, partly because it started with a couple of days on the Navajo Nation, which my wife wasn't super enthused about. Not because she doesn't love laid-back Navajo culture or wanting our two daughters to see where Dad spent several years growing up, and certainly not because she doesn't love Navajo tacos as much as I do, and I gained about 4 pounds of vacation weight just in fry bread alone. Nor because she doesn't enjoy watching our daughter's eyes fill with wonder when we're looking at Navajo jewelry. No, my wife wasn't super enthused about our visit to the res because of the 2.5 extra hours driving to Kayenta and the fact that it wasn't as cool in the high desert of Monument Valley as it is in Flagstaff, where we usually spend our week out of the heat. And her enthusiasm level wasn't raised much when we finally rolled into Flag because, well, the temperature was way up there. It wasn't nearly as cool as we'd been promised, or as cool as I'd promised everybody. After all, I'm the one who lived there after I moved out of the house. Wednesday's high in Flagstaff was 88 degrees, and it got hotter from there. It hit 93 yesterday. Thankfully, long after we hit the road to beat the traffic back into the valley, which sounds weird to say because we came home to a high in the 1-teens. But 90 degrees in Flagstaff sounds worse than triple digits in the valley because, well, we're also experiencing truth in advertising with the Phoenix heat. And we can feel a little better because 1-teens always sounds better than Las Vegas's 120 degrees yesterday or Death Valley, California's 128 degrees. My goodness, it's so hot here that when I actually climbed down the stairs of a C5 in Kuwait, and all the other reporters were saying, "It's so hot here," I just kissed the ground and said, "Home." But what in the world is going on with our heat? And will we ever get back to normal weather? Likely not. With all of our concrete and blacktop and roof tiles holding the heat into the valley, things will probably be getting worse. So much so that when it's my little girl's turn to take their kids to see where they grew up, they'll roll into Phoenix and probably find nobody living here at that point, unless we do something about it. That is doing some things like, planting trees and making the blacktop a little less black and a lot of other things. Even though I grew up in Navajo culture, it's not my belief system, but I am regretting one certain thing before we headed off the res, and that is that I didn't contact the medicine man and see if he could do something about the heat. So I'll put it out there now. Anybody heading to the res, please get a hold of someone up there, see what they can do.
Thanks for watching Sharper Point. Click to see more from Arizona's morning news and tap the button in the middle to subscribe.